I use PC, Xbox, and PS5, all gaming purposes, on this here 43-inch monitor. It's the experience of a television, the size of a television, but with all of the monitor needs, ports, and accessibilities that you could ever want. Welcome back, baby. Today we're gonna have a real life review of what it's like to live with this 43-inch gaming monitor. This is the top of the line monitor. Matter of fact, let me turn on my lights. I forgot to turn on my lights. Hold on, player, let me log in. Y'all can't see my password though. Y'all gotta relax. Hit that enter. Turn this bad boy on. Look at the big, beautiful baby. Woo! Woo! Look at her. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. All 43 inches of it. Alright, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you are like, yo, is this display too big? How could anyone sit in front of a 43-inch monitor? Let me show you how I sit at this thing so you guys can see. So get a feel in the vibe. Now when I'm on keyboard and mouse, I am a lot closer. But when I choose to whip out the, you know, Xbox Elite controller, if I'm playing on my console, my PlayStation 5, or my Xbox Series X, I'm able to get more distance away from this display. I got a lot of room right here to where I can just scoop back and kind of position myself to where I would like to be in reference to this monitor or whatever. So, no, it is not too big. So if you're really worried about being too close, mount it on the wall. I have mine on a ergonomic arm. So I got mine on this freedom arm right here. So I'm able to lift it. I'm also on a standing desk, which means that I can raise it to the height I need it to be, as well as I can push it back because it's on the freedom arm, or I can take my stool that I sit on right here and move it back. So that way I negate any type of issues of it being too big for me. Period. Get that out the way. Is it too big? Absolutely not. You can absolutely have a 43-inch monitor. Now when you put it in 4K resolution, yes, things get a little smaller. Let me show you guys. So you can see. But look at that screen real estate. So this would typically be a lot bigger on the lower res display. And also you guys can see in the darker tones with the light on back there, which sometimes I have that off, but only on the darker tones, you're gonna see a little bit of reflection back there. So if I go here to my Philips Hue and I remove that light from my background, wait, oh, it didn't turn, oh man, I got the, hold up, player, let's see. All right, boom. I removed that from the back, the reflections in the back kind of go down. But also I have a lot of light coming in right now. If I were to lift that up and control my lighting, hold up, player gotta get a stool because, you know, player gotta step on that to get up there. But if I control my lighting, you can see that becomes less of an issue. But as I said, that's only on the darker parts of scenes. Now, when you playing that super bright HDR content or video games, man, I don't see anything. Like I can boot up Cold War right now. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and boot it up. Now, I'll give you guys a look on a high resolution camera. I'll pull that up so you guys can really see the resolution of it. Oh. So in the meantime, what has my experience with this beautiful 43-inch monitor been? Has been absolutely great, phenomenal, and quite the pleasantry to own and use. I love the screen real estate. I love the resolution. Matter of fact, you guys are gonna get to see some of it right now as soon as this game boots up. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And here's another thing, the speakers on here. The speakers on here are loud and effective. They're very good. Right now, I'm using the speaker out to go into these Logitech speakers and so forth. But I love it. I want to show you guys. See, even right now, lighter scene. Oh, well, you still can see the little reflection, but that's just y'all angle. I think it's the angle. Let me put you guys at the angle of what I see. Oh, you can. Now you can see that light. You absolutely can. Well, control your lighting, player. So I'm gonna turn that down. Boom. But honestly, in the midst of gameplay, that becomes nothing. So still have plenty lighting in my room. As you can see, it's just I controlled the lighting that's able to be reflected on this display, and that's gone. Give me 1 second while I'll run this little game of COD real quick. Hold on 1 second, player. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just sit there and see your boy go to work one time. So player keyboard, we're gonna have to do a video about this. This is a dope keyboard. This is my mouse. That's what I use. I just finished that game. What'd I do? I did 43 and 34. I didn't do that well. I haven't played Cold War in a while. I've been more on Warzone. But I love this game. Look at how great it looks on this display. We're in 4K at about average settings. It's like normal settings. Nothing ultra or anything like that because I don't have an ultra graphics card. But at the end of the day, man, I am 100% pleased with the graphics performance, the speed. When I play in lower resolutions at higher refresh rates or frame rates, it plays very well. The same thing with if I'm using my consoles at the 4K 120 Hertz. Everything works extremely well on this. Hold on, let me pull myself out of here because I ain't gonna lie, I play hungry. All right, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a brief little intermission to get something to eat because my tummy is famished. But I'm gonna continue this review. I'm gonna really break it down, but it's gonna be quite simple. So I might let you guys see what I'm about to eat. I don't know if I want y'all knowing about my food and all that good stuff. You know, I got some good halibut in there that I could probably make. Oh, I got some nice veggies that were made the other day. Veggies and halibut. Ooh. On today's video of Cooking with CJ, we finna make some halibut, player. What is halibut? It's the filet mignon of the sea. Basically, I don't eat red meat, I don't eat chicken, turkey, none of that stuff. Fish is the only thing that I would eat that is of a meat substance. I like veggies. I'm a pescatarian. Nah, I ain't nothing, man. I just eat vegetables and fish. That's it. All right, little pink Himalayan salt. Little garlic powder. I forgot my fish seasoning to buy from the store, so we just gonna make our own. And a little bit of black pepper, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So play it. Pro tip, man. Anytime you got that fish cooking, you need them incense and you need the fan, you need the ventilate, player. Hold up. It's getting out of control there. Let's see. This is my main OLED display. This is what the typical user would probably be trying to use to play their PS5. The plus side to this LG OLED is it's one of the few TVs that has HDMI 2.1. Shout out to LG because this is like a 2019 model and it still had HDMI 2.1, so I can play 4K 120 Hertz on this display. The thing is, this is not where I game, and this is not where I set up to do reviews. I'm set up in the room, so the 43-inch 120 Hertz 4K HDMI 2.1, two of them on there with the USB-C and the display port and all the monitor features, the built-in speakers, and so on. These are a lot of the key features that make this Aorus, well not this, but the Aorus monitor in there way more convenient than trying to use a television. A television is not quite a monitor, and I think for gaming, monitors serve the better purpose, but most people are gonna do it on television. So if you're looking for a TV, LG has some of the best OLED 120 Hertz frame rate televisions, in my opinion. Now there's other features that you're gonna get with Aorus, you know what I mean, the response time, the G-Sync and all that stuff, all of the syncs and things like that, but hey, the TVs are getting on board, and LG is one of those TVs that's hopping on board. So get you one of them little thin joints. This is a thin little OLED right here. You go spend more. I'm trying to save you the bag by showing you the Aorus. Matter of fact, the fact that I said I'm saving you the bag, we ain't even gotta talk about this no more. Anyways, let's talk ports. Digital optical, regular headphone, HDMI 2.1, HDMI 2.1. So what is HDMI 2.1 and why is it so important? I'm pretty sure a lot of you that have purchased a next-gen console have came into the crosshairs of why you need HDMI 2.1. It is the technology of HDMI that's necessary in order to run the 4K 120 Hertz from your PS5 and your Xbox Series X. That's the whole point that we purchased these consoles. In order to be able to run them that way, you need HDMI 2.1, and why not get a big one? Display port, USB-C, and then for your USB hub, there's 2 USB-A's back there. All right, so you have an abundance of ports. There's no lack, and you can run it USB-C. My graphics card has a USB-C plug on it, so I can run this into my PC via USB-C. Right now I'm doing DisplayPort. I think it's DisplayPort 1.4 if I'm not mistaken. If I said it wrong, I will correct it on the screen. Nevertheless, every port that you could want or need. Digital, optical out, headphone out, built-in speakers, 2 HDMI 2.1s, USB-C, and DisplayPort with a USB hub for 2 USB-A's. Yo, phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. Now at the making of this video, this is retailing, oh, excuse me, sorry, play it. Whew, had a bit. No, I'm just joking, I'm trolling. Retail on this monitor is just over $1,000. For those of you who are wondering right now, like, yo, what is the cost? And me personally, I think this is the best price large monitor in the market. There's another one that's out with the same VA panel, I'm pretty sure of, at the same size and everything, but it's a different brand and it costs a lot more. It's at the $1,300 to $1,500 range. And I see the monitors that are gonna come out that will compete with this being a lot more in cost. That's just my prediction, my assumption, not, you know, facts or whatever, but as I see it, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hard pressed, especially in the immediate, like as these monitors are so fresh and new, to find another monitor with all of these specs that hits at this price point. Now it has HDR 1000. There's different HDRs out there on these monitors. A lot of you guys don't know, you see HDR just in the thing, no, you need a definition. There's HDR 10. That's like, yeah, that's the bottom of the barrel HDR. Then you have HDR 400. We're getting a little better. And then I think there's 700, HDR 700, and then you get the 1000. And I think there's even higher than 1000, which is like that true like HDR and so forth. Nevertheless, HDR 1000 is on the higher topper tier of the HDR performance. And another thing, this is a VA panel. There's different type of screens out there. There's OLED, VA, and there's the IPS. Now the IPS, a lot of people like those. I like them myself, but they tend to have less contrast. It's a 1000 to 1 contrast ratio. This one, since it's a VA panel, has a 4000 to 1 contrast ratio. That's 4 times the contrast. And then there's OLED, the king of contrast, but there's other trade-offs with going with OLED and so forth. So there's a lot of back and forth between the different screen panels that you can choose from. So you gotta like look at the pros and cons to each and then make a decision there. But the VA panel falls right in that sweet spot for me, especially for it to be able to be competitive. Yes, there's other panels that are more competitive, but like this thing, 1 millisecond response, it has the sync, so it can sync with G-Sync or FreeSync and so forth. It performs extremely well. For most of you guys, you're looking for this for your PS5 or your Xbox Series X. All that other stuff is null and void. It's gonna solve any PlayStation 5 users or any Xbox Series X users needs 100,000%. And for those of you out there who wanna use it with your PC as well, like I do, I use PC, Xbox, and PS5, all gaming purposes on this here 43-inch monitor, and I'm 100% satisfied. Once I get my 3090 or 3080 Ti, whatever I end up with in the new generation graphics cards, or probably by the time I get a graphics card, it'll be the next gen, if I can even get one of those, which is a total different story and issue, I'm gonna be really living and loving this thing. 144 Hertz, 4K monitor, performs as necessary. It has all of the ports, it has speakers, it has a phenomenal user experience. That's the 100,000% thing that matters. Listen to me, I don't care, I let the camera adjust. I don't care what is being said that this and that monitor and so forth can do. At the end of the day, it's about user experience. See this remote? Adds to the user experience. Bruh, on a side note, the fact that this monitor comes with a remote is everything. Look at this, I can just press the remote and I can change all my settings and stuff. Look at that, all from the remote. I hate using those little nipple dongle things at the bottom. I absolutely despise those. They're annoying And what's even worse is when you got the buttons. You got like 4 buttons and you gotta like run through your brain and figure out which button you're supposed to press. Annoying. This ends all of that. And I think there's a software that you can get and so forth. Nevertheless, I got a remote player. What more could you need? It's the experience of a television, the size of a television, but with all of the monitor needs, ports, and accessibilities that you could ever want. It's as simple as that, player. Now, without further ado, I'm about to get back on my 43-inch and I'm about to game it up. If you guys got any questions or anything you want to know about this here monitor, I'll let you know. And I'm about, what, a week strong into my use of this, and I'll update you guys down the road again too. I'm gonna be doing some PlayStation 5. I gotta do the PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X. That's gonna be spicy. And we're gonna be using this panel, you know what I'm saying? If I ever get a graphics card, I'll be using this panel. So many more videos to be made with this here monitor. Nevertheless, yo, if you're out there, if you can afford it, or if this is something that you're trying to save up to, something you want to get into, any questions you guys got, ask me down in the comment section below. I'll let you know. Hopefully I help you make a more informed and positive tech decision. And you can't blame me, player, if you want it, because it's fire. And you can't blame me for telling you that it's worth it. It's worth it.
I put in work, you know I'm up to get it. Early bird gets the worm and the Yankee fitted. Like, whoa, bags under my eyes and you know, won't complain, I'm tired, I'm on go. For that grip, 10 toes till they swole. For that grip, 10 toes till they swole. Remember those days, those L's, I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign.